Hello and welcome to the old Fliers. In my last video, I told the amazing story of the P-51 Mustang. This aircraft proved to be the much needed long-range escort fighter that World War II Allied bombers needed. The designer of this iconic aircraft was German-American aeronautical engineer Edgar Schmued. The P-51 Mustang fundamentally shaped the course of World War II aviation and left an indelible mark on the history of flight. His career spanned the golden age of aviation from wood and fabric biplanes to the dawn of the jet age. Edgar Schmued was born on December 30, 1899 in Hornbach, Germany. He was 4 when the Wright brothers demonstrated manned flight. Schmued apprenticed in a small engine factory and attended a technical school, gaining a solid foundation in mechanical engineering and design. He trained as a fighter pilot in the German Air Force at the end of World War I, though he never saw combat. He worked for several European aircraft manufacturers, including Fokker, where he gained invaluable hands-on experience. In 1925, he left Germany for Brazil, where he found work at General Motors do Brasil, a branch of GM. There, he was involved in automotive design and engineering. His 6 years of work in Brazil helped build his reputation as a talented designer and engineer, which eventually led to his recruitment by aviation companies in the United States. In 1931, he moved to America, initially working for various automotive and engineering firms, including Fokker's American subsidiary and the Edward G. Budd Manufacturing Company, where he worked with stainless steel, a material he would later use innovately. In 1935, he was recruited to join North American aviation, rising quickly through the ranks due to his talent in engineering and design and work ethic. He was made chief designer. NAA was a small company concentrating on design and construction of trainer aircraft. Schmued was involved in the design of the NA-16, a basic trainer that evolved into the BT-9 and later the legendary T-6 Texan, also known as the Harvard in Commonwealth countries. The T-6 became the primary trainer for most Allied air forces, teaching a generation of pilots how to fly. Then in 1939, Don R. Berlin of Curtiss-Wright Corporation designed the P-40 Warhawk, an upgrade of the P-36 Hawk, a fighter desperately needed in the air combat to come. North American built these also under license, Schmued refining its design for production. In 1940, with Britain at war, the British Purchasing Commission approached NAA to build P-40s under license. Curtiss-Wright was heavily committed to supply the US Army Air Force and couldn't take the British order. NAA's president, Dutch Kindleberger, and his chief engineer Lee Atwood asked for time to consider the British offer. Kindleberger thought that the P-40 was by now inferior to the contemporary fighters Germany was producing. A faster, more agile and better armed fighter was needed. Schmued was tasked with designing a new superior fighter from scratch in 102 days. This was the genius approach he took. The wing would be a laminar flow wing, a revolutionary wing design that reduced drag and provided excellent high-speed performance. It was one of the first production aircraft to use it. The low-drag airframe was incredibly clean and aerodynamically efficient. He placed the coolant radiator in a streamlined duct under the fuselage, which counterintuitively produced a small amount of net thrust mitigating drag. The cockpit was designed with the pilot's comfort and visibility in mind, featuring a bubble canopy that offered an excellent field of view. The prototype, the NA-73X, was rolled out in an astonishing 117 days and flew on October 26, 1940. The early Allison V1710 engines with 1,150 horsepower were replaced with Merlin 61 engines with 1,565 horsepower on the recommendation of Rolls-Royce test pilot Ron Harker. The results were astonishing, transforming the Mustang from a good low-altitude fighter into arguably the finest piston engine fighter of the war. It could escort Allied bombers deep into Germany and back, a role no other Allied fighter could perform effectively until its introduction. Schmued continued to lead design efforts at North American. There was the F-82 Twin Mustang, a unique design featuring two P-51 fuselages on one wing. Intended as a very long-range escort fighter, it saw service at the dawn of the Korean War. The FJ-1 Fury, North America's first jet fighter, which led to the influential naval FJ-2, 3 and 4 Fury series. Navion, a single-engine light personal aircraft designed for the post-war civilian market. In 1952, Schmued moved to Northrop Corporation as the chief engineer of their aircraft division. At Northrop, Schmued faced a new challenge, designing a high-performance, lightweight and affordable jet fighter that could be exported to US allies under the Military Assistance Program. The result, the F-5E and F Tiger II. The F-5 was a triumph of efficient design. It was small, fast, agile and incredibly cost-effective. It became one of the most widely exported jet fighters in the Western world, serving in the air forces of over 30 nations. Its design philosophy directly influenced the later T-38 Talon supersonic trainer and the F-20 Tigershark. Edgar Schmued retired from Northrop in 1965. He remained a respected and revered figure in the aviation community. He died on June 1, 1985. Edgar Schmued's legacy is profound. The P-51 Mustang, his masterpiece, a war-winning aircraft that combined beautiful lines with devastating performance. It is consistently ranked as one of the greatest fighter aircraft ever built. The F-5 series. He successfully translated his design philosophy into the jet age, creating an aircraft that was the right tool for the job for dozens of nations during the Cold War. From the T-6 Texan trainer to the F-5, Schmued's designs trained thousands of pilots and equipped the air forces of allies around the globe. He was known for his hands-on approach, incredible memory for detail, and a deep, intuitive understanding of aerodynamics and design. He was not a flamboyant personality, but a quiet, determined genius whose work spoke for itself. Edgar Schmued was a pivotal figure in 20th century aviation, a designer whose creations not only helped win a world war, but also shaped the geopolitical landscape for decades that followed. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to promote new content.